Happy spring. We finally have all of our stuff, well, almost all of our stuff out of winter storage. So I will be doing a quick video inventory walkthrough for you. All right, early glow strawberries, lots of early glow, a little bit of the Virginia native wild strawberry, a few jewel strawberries, AAC Eden, summer red raspberries, Joan J, thornless, everbearing raspberries. Oh, and the quart size is 8 and gallon size is 16, and that goes for most of our stock except for the grafted trees and things that are a little harder to root. Royalty purple raspberries, jewel black raspberry, ranch elderberries, just a couple of those left, wildwood elderberries, more wildwood, Berry Hill elderberries. We just have a few of each of the varieties of honeyberries that made it this year, but we've got a couple indigo treat, a couple Svetlana, honeybee, C17, which is a pollinator, and the other pollinator that we just call pollinator, and an unknown variety that produces the largest berries for us. Alright, go around here to the blueberries. We have a couple Blu-ray and Blue Crop in the gallon size pots, a bunch of Blu-ray in quart pots, some Patriot in the gallon pots, Patriot in one Blue Crop. Let's back up there so you can see sizes a little bit. In the 2-gallon pots, 2-gallon pots of the non-grafted stuff are 28. Aurora and Early Blue and Berkeley in the gallons. A few Phillips High Bush cranberry, the Native American viburnum. Nanking bush cherries, about 5 of those, 6. There's one Big Life goji berry left there, but no pollinator for it, and a couple black gojis back there. Lots of Nero, Viking, and Mackenzie aronia. We have 3 of the seedling of Nero aronia in the 2-gallon pots there. Everything else is in quarts and gallons. Alright, around here to the herb table. Not everything is up yet in these pots. We've got the wild ginger just coming up in the pots. It's sort of pretty when it comes up like that. A few celandine poppy, not all of those did too well last summer. Some golden seal that aren't up yet, but I have sort of dug in the pots, and there are some good ones there. Ramps, some nice ramps. We have some more held back too. Some ostrich ferns that are just beginning to sprout out. Sort of see the little bits of green coming up there. And sensitive fern. That's not up at all yet. Gray catmint. Lots of little of the dwarf native wild irises. Myoga ginger is not up yet. Topaz, St. John's wort, that's in the little 3-inch pots for $4. A couple chives, some mint that is not up yet. Some Virginia mountain mint. The native mountain mint. Somewhere we've got some big leaf mountain mint too. Another one of the native mints. Some oregano, the compact oregano, as well as RM Gold creeping oregano. Here are spice bush. They are just starting to sprout out. We only have a couple of the females that are looking good enough to go to homes. The males are a little more vigorous. More of those are sprouted out. And we'll see how the rest of those do. I have a few cuttings from last year that still need to be potted up. Mostly of the males, but I think there are a few females in the greenhouse. Alright, mulberries here in the little pots. We have some, these are cutting grown, so they're on their own roots, but they're still the grafted price since they're harder to propagate. So the quart pots are 16, gallon pots are 24. We have Illinois, Shangri-La, and Viola's Lavender, and Kakuso. More mulberries in larger pots. I'll show those to you in a bit. The purple flowering raspberry, that's a native non-fruiting raspberry. Sweetgrass, sage, catnip, wild bergamot, red wine or blue stocking, garden bergamot, bee balm is another name for bergamot. Some rosemary. It's not a hardy variety here in our area. And some dianthus. The swamp milkweed is not up yet. Lots of horseradish in quart pots. The trifoliate orange, hardy citrus, and I shouldn't show you the persimmons yet because we're not selling those until they leaf out, but we should have a decent number of grafted persimmons for you. Not all of these pots are necessarily going to have made it through the winter. That's why we don't sell them until they leaf out in the spring. Let's just go down here. We have a fair amount of sour cherries and sweet cherries in 2-gallon pots. That size is 38 in the grafted 2 gallons. And a mix of pears, see, Blake's Pride, Harris Sweet, Shenandoah, Mini, more Shenandoah, Magnus, HRS, what is that one? Harris Sweet, Potomac, more Potomac, Sunrise, Kefir, and then we have a few other varieties, including our Asian pears in the gallon pots here. Those are just 24. We've got a decent amount of Korean Giant and a few Shinseki, some Harris Sweet and Bosque, and red claps in the gallon size. Wetland plants. So we do have some of those that are ready for sale. A lot of them aren't quite up yet, and I want to see them sprouted up nicely before I sell them. We have the ones that are available now. We've got some horsetail, some soft rush is starting to sprout up there. Some of the curly rush is sprouting. The soft-stemmed bulrush, irises, northern blue flag, and I think there are some bronze. I don't know if the copper iris is up yet. And the sweetgrass is up nicely. Sweetgrass, I mean sweet flag. We've got the regular American sweet flag and an ornamental variegated sweet flag. A whole bunch of spiderwort, the blue and the pink spiderwort. Some of the great blue lobelia is looking pretty nice there. Some marshmallow. More corkscrew rush. Swamp milkweed is not up yet. The blue arrows rush, some of those are starting to come up. So yeah, hopefully we'll have more of all of that for you in a few weeks. Got some seedlings started down there too of some different things. Alright, we haven't really sorted through things to put them. This is our clearance table down here. We still have some things down here on clearance. Don't have my sign up yet. But we still have some English walnuts and nannyberry. Some seedling ginkgos back there. What else did we have? I think there's some basswood in there. Myoga ginger and hybrid poplars. Pawpaws, we have a really nice variety of grafted pawpaws available. Still in quart pots for $16 and a few in gallon pots for $24. We've got Atwood, Benson, Maria's Joy, Davies, Jerry's Big Girl, Naomi's Delight, Layman's Chiffon, Overlease, BNF, whatever BNF is. That's not one that we've carried a lot of. Atwood, Chappelle, Mango, Sunflower, Alvin Sidewinder. Okay, and then, and we also have some seedling pawpaws that are less expensive. Pixwell and Candy Sweet gooseberries in the gallon-size pots. Nancy May blackcurrants. We have a lot of nice blackcurrants this year. Tybin. A few of the Crandall American clove currant. Those have been super hard to get started, and I think we're actually going to start putting those on tier 2. So those would be $16 in the quart pots. Jostaberries, a few of those. Some red currants, Jonquier Van Tet's red currant, as well as an unnamed red currant. Nancy May black currants, Lewis R black currant, and then an unnamed, lots of this unnamed black currant that has done so well for us here. Alright. We have a few bamboo that got their leaves killed back over the winter, but we'll also be potting up more of that. That's the edible bamboo, the yellow groove bamboo. We should also have some of the native bamboo available this year, later this spring. Some willows, dappled willow, golden corkscrew willow, and I think there's a few, oh yeah, the orange basket willow right there. Some of the Cornelian cherries. These are all seedlings, little guys in the 3-inch pots for $4. And yeah, we don't have, I believe all those names on them are the seed source. They're not grafted yet. But yeah, we might have to ask Darren if we have any grafted of the edible dogwoods. Alright, we have some nice seedless Che, and just a couple jewelry. Only one of those is looking really lively and leafing out of the jewelry. Yeah, Che always looks so dead in the winter, but most of the seedless Che are scratching down to green. I'm not as sure about the jewelry other than that one That's already sprouted. The muscadine grapes, we only have one pollinator left, one self-fertile variety, Nesbit, and a lot of varieties of female muscadines. So hopefully we'll have more pollinators for you later this spring, early summer. Of the European grapes, we have some Canadice, Steuben, Reliance, NY, GR7, lots of Concords, and Buffalo, Vidal. I think that's it. Alright, we've got some nice of the seedlings of lily white sea kale. That's done pretty well for us. It's a really nice edible landscaping perennial kale. Some flame Tuna sinensis, which is an edible perennial green. Some supernova sunchokes, Nora and smooth red sunchokes, a few LSU ground nuts. A lot of this stuff just needs to be sorted out. We've got a bunch of mixed stuff right here. Some more Myoga ginger that ended up here for some reason. Some decent amount of wild ground nuts. They're not quite up yet. Some of them are showing some little sprouts. Kiwis. Got a nice variety of kiwis this year, mostly still in quart pots. We have a couple of the larger 2 gallons of the Ken's Red, but some really nice acai, which is one of our more popular ones since it's self-fertile. Ken's Red, Ananasnaya, Oppets, which is a male variety, and just the regular male that we've carried for a while. A few Fairchild, just a couple Fairchild, which is another male. Some nice flowering quince, already starting to flower there. Toyo Nishiki in the gallons, and then both Cameo and Toyo Nishiki in the quart size. Some of the Chinese quince, the Pseudosidenia sinensis in the quart pots. A decent selection of ginkgos in the quart pots. For 8, we have Gold Spire and a couple, maybe just one Jade Butterfly available in the quarts. Most of them are in gallons. So Gold Spire, Eastern Star, which is a female variety, Salem Lady, which is also a female variety, and I think that's it. I don't think we have Jade Butterfly in the gallons. Alright, around here to the nut table. These all need to be sorted out and organized. What do we have? I think these are Kentucky Coffee Tree that are actually facing the other direction. A bunch of butternuts in 2-gallon pots for $28. Some 1-gallon butternuts for $16. Some black walnuts, those are from improved seed sources, in gallons and 2 gallons. A bunch of northern pecans. We've got some of those in the 2-gallon pots and a bunch in gallons down there. Some DuPont seedling hickories and JT shellbark hickory. Alright, hazelnuts. The native hazelnuts, a native eastern hazelnut in quarts and gallons. Just a couple Yam Hill. I think these are both Yam Hill. Those are, I believe those are the only European hazelnuts that we have left at the moment, but we should have more to pot up this spring. A bunch of hybrid hazelnuts, $4 in the plug size there, 8 in the quarts. A bunch of Chinese chestnuts from improved variety seed sources. Oh, and I should say these succulent planters here that are the boots that are tacked up to the pergolas, those are for sale too. I think we have those marked at like 36. I'll have to double check that. Some thornless honey locust somewhere down here. What am I looking at here? Oh, these are more of the Chinese chestnuts in the 2-gallon pots. Some of them are looking pretty nice. Alright, and some Amorpha, that's the false indigo bush. More Kentucky coffee tree. We have that in gallons and 2-gallon size. Oh, there's a nice boot succulent planter. Oh, 28, sorry. Those are just 28. Okay, we've got some little plugs of the the thornless seedling honey locust. Now, about 10% of those end up with thorns, and when they're in the small size, you can't quite be sure that they're definitely going to be thornless. So take that into account. Somewhere we have a few more of the larger size that are big enough to tell that they're actually thornless. Now, the Baptisia is just starting to come up. I would like, and there are a couple nice California lupines that are coming up there. I would like the Baptisia to come up a little bit better before I sell that. It often sort of struggles being in the pots over the winter. This got a flat of seedlings here that are just coming up. Those aren't ready for sale yet, but for some reason they're out on the table. And some ornamental clovers that did not fare super well through the winter, but are really starting to pick up. And let's go into the greenhouse here real quick to see the figs. Oh, before we go in the greenhouse, I forgot we have these other bedpan succulent planters. These are also 28. Have some with the ornamental strawberries in them that make a pretty decent strawberry, actually, but have the pink flowers. So those are 28. Okay, here we are in the greenhouse. We've got some bananas ripening back there, actually, which is sort of exciting. But the figs, sort of hard to see what all the varieties are since they're not really sorted and organized in here very well yet. But Sunfire and Latarula, I believe, are the only varieties that we have in the quart pots right now. We've got Chicago Hardy in the 2-gallon pots for 28. In the gallon pots, we've got Brooklyn White, Magbar, Nero, Marseille Black, Chicago Hardy. There's some Magnolia back there. Some Brooklyn Dark. It's hard to see what's in the back. Geno's Black, Sanaya White, some Latarula, and LSU Gold is what I'm seeing there. We've got a bunch of cuttings that will be potted up soon. That did really well through the winter here in the greenhouse. Abu George is a variety that we really like that ripens a little bit earlier for us, so we get more figs off of it. And Syrian Dark. And some more Chicago Hardy. I can't tell all the varieties that we'll have here, but I will update you when those are available. So we hope to see everybody tomorrow. We're open on Saturdays, 9 to 5, Tuesdays 9 to 5, and Fridays from 11 to 5. Have a good week.